Welcome back to our open call info series. I'm Katie and this is Maria from the IDA Funds team. And in this video, we'll be going over the pre-application checklist questions and the content questions. So starting with pre-application questions, we ask for your project title, your name as the applicant, and also your relation to the project, because you must be the director or producer as the applicant. We also ask for your pronouns, and this isn't a demographic question, but just so we know how to address you when discussing the project and reaching out to you in the future. Next, we have some questions around location. First, we'll ask for your location and then countries of production. This is specifically for where the film is being made, so it can be where the film is being financed and filmed, but it shouldn't be where the key creative team members live, because we'll ask for that later in the application. And then finally, we have the eligibility checklist. There's one for both enterprise and Para-Lorenz, and this is really just for you as the applicant to double check that you are eligible before you take the time to continue with the application. And then next we have a question around past credits. This is an example of how we would like them to be listed: crew member, film title, year, position, and runtime. So just make sure if you're applying for enterprise, you would list 2 credits for 1 key creative person. And I'll pass it to Maria to continue with the core application questions.
Thanks, Katie. So the first 4 questions of the core app ask you to describe the contents of your project. So for the logline, be brief, but be specific. Loglines are often used to remember your project if we can't from the title alone. Loglines should include setting, participants, key issues, and form. So just a note about the term participants, it's often used to refer to people presented in your film. Another word for participants could be characters, contributors, protagonists, etc. Folks are slowly moving away from using the term subjects to refer to the participants in their film. Next is the topic summary. This is really a test of editing. Tell us how to understand your story summary, but don't show us all of your research. Note that we have shortened this word count from previous years. Next is the story summary. Here we want to add the plot, characters, and setting. Emphasize and expand upon whatever is most important to your story. If your project is non-narrative and not character-driven, describe the elements of your film that matter. Is it conceptual? Is it a visual examination? Is it a feeling? Your writing should be organized, even if your film is intended to be more free-flowing. With all of nonfiction, there are story elements that have yet to happen or be determined. Tell us what you don't know, and then how you plan to find out. It's okay to include questions in this section. Lastly is the artistic approach. This is a moment for you to get specific on just a couple of your main visual and auditory approaches and explain how they impact the goals of their film. We encourage you to use examples. That's the end of video 3. Feel free to look out for video 4 covering the connection, accountability, safety, accessibility, and project timeline questions.